Hello and welcome everyone to Everything Entrepreneurship. I'm John Boitnott. You've come to the podcast where we talk to entrepreneurs about their businesses, their lives, and hopefully there's something in there that you entrepreneurs out there can learn that will help you with your business and lives. Today I'm joined by Jane Evans. She is an entrepreneur herself and also she calls herself the Lasting Life Change Coach. Jane, go ahead and tell us about yourself and what that title means.
Yes, thank you, John. It's exciting to be with you. Well, it's particularly the lasting bit that I want to get across to people because there are many, many coaches out there, as you all know, as entrepreneurs. And, some create strategies and plans and listen to you talk and stuff like that. I'm different because what I want for you is the kind of change that is going to last the whole of your life. And the way that I work is with something called your subconscious mind, because that is, so I always say the subconscious mind is like a huge whale, but it's swimming behind you, so you cannot see it. You're not aware of it mostly. We've been taught to chase after the shrimp. It's very shimmery. It runs around. That's your conscious, logical mind. That's going to fix everything for you. Just be logical. Just change your mindset. Just think differently. That's your shrimp. And it's running around, and we get very excited about it. But it's a shrimp.
Okay.
So the whale, which is swimming behind us, is always going to eat the shrimp, because the subconscious mind is habitual. It's, when you know where your coffee mugs are, you never need to think about, oh, I need to walk this many steps to the cupboard. When you know how to drive your car, it's the real powerhouse in our lives. It's just that most of us don't know that we have it. So we keep trying to logically, strategically change our businesses. And of course, that means changing ourselves. And it can work that way. It's just really, really hard work, and it doesn't need to be.
Okay, so so the subconscious mind is a giant whale that's right behind you, and it's always eating the shrimp, which is your conscious mind.
Yeah.
Give us just a brief little example of that. I think you kind of did, but let's just reinforce it with another little example.
Sure.
How does that work?
Well, so let me just give you a case study. A young person I was working with has got their own business. They are brilliant at what they do. They did some work for me. They made some videos for me. They edited, I mean, literally off the scale brilliant. But they were charging pennies for what they were doing. So rather sneakily, however you want to call it, I paid them, what they asked me for. But afterwards, I said to them, "You don't charge enough. It's crazy what you're charging." And then they said what many entrepreneurs say is, "Well, I know I should be charging more. I know I'm worth more. I know I overserve and undercharge, but I just feel a bit weird or awkward, or I can't say the amount that I really want." And that's because they're trying to force it from their conscious, rational mind. I know I'm worth more than this, but deep in their subconscious, their wiring is, you're a fraud, you're not really that good. And someone's going to find you out. No, they're going to be very angry with you if you ask for that much money, or they're just going to tell you to get lost. So when you get the two aligned, which is the work I do, so you know that you say want to charge $1,000 for something which you're very much worth, and you install the belief in your subconscious, in your whale, then the two work together. And this guy, he easily just went and pitched something to somebody double the amount, and they immediately said yes. And this just carried on like a domino effect then, and now he's gone from like earning this to serious big bucks very quickly.
All right. So for that sounds really promising and great. So, how do you get those two to match up? What are some things that maybe some tips for the entrepreneurs out there to align these so that you can start asking, for something. Let's say you have this issue, you can start asking for, an amount that's more appropriate for what you bring to the table.
Well, I wish I could just tell you, do this,
Yeah.
because that would be great, wouldn't it? But it doesn't work that way, which is, all the self help books you read and try and implement, and then you feel like you're a failure, or the programs that you go on. Likewise, you get it, you're really excited, you're really pumped. But then when you go to put it into practice, it doesn't really work, or it makes you feel very stressed when you're trying to do it. The only way is to work with someone like me, preferably me, of course, and use the technique that I'm trained in called quantum energy coaching, QEC. That
Mhm.
opens up your subconscious mind. So we do it. It's not hypnosis. It's none of that. We work together. We figure out what your blocks are, the stuff that you really keep repeating to yourself deep down, that's in the whale, that's huge. It's from your childhood. All the stuff that you picked up, people saying, people like us, they need to know their place, or, well, no one ever pays anyone for that, or you're not the successful one, you're the sporty one, you're
Mhm.
not the this one. It's all in the whale. And until you reprogram that, it's never going to go away. First 7 years of your life, it gets programmed, it's in there. You will keep failing at what you logically want to succeed at, or you'll half kill yourself in the process. You'll have to drag the whale with you wherever you go.
Hmm.
And yeah, it will just be a very hard road for you.
Explain that. You mentioned the first 7 years of your life, it gets programmed. But I'm sure there's a lot of people out there. I've heard that before, but I
Yes.
know there's a lot of people out there who are like, wait, what? The first 7 years of my life, I get programmed? What does that
Yeah.
mean? So explain
Yeah,
that
no,
for our
it's
folks out there.
incredible. It's very much from the work of Dr. Bruce Lipton. Some of you may
Mm.
have heard of. Amazing man. He's a cell biologist, so his work is based on doing the work in the laboratories with cells. He hasn't just plucked it out of the sky. And what he says is, because it's true and it's science, I'm a big science geek, you can track brainwave frequencies. So you can put things, I don't think you even need to put it on people's heads now, and you can see what different we're all in different brainwave frequencies. When you're asleep, it's a different frequency, and all of that. In the first 7 years of life, it's so clever because you come into the world a bit like my laptop. It's got no programs on. You have to put stuff into your laptop when you buy it. And the same with the child. They come into the world and they've got a very few tiny reflexes they can do. Of all the mammals, they're helpless. They cannot feed themselves. They can't toilet themselves. They can't walk. They can't talk. They can't, your average cow can do all that stuff from the get go, but your baby cannot. So brilliantly, they start off in a very sleepy brainwave frequency. They just don't sleep when you want them to. Then in round two, they shift up into theta, which is a kind of semi hypnotic. If you've been around young children, when they're playing with the thing, they are in the play so deeply. It's the stuff we all aspire to do, to be present and in the moment. But this theta brainwave frequency means that they are like open teacups. Everything, this should scare us all if we have raised children, as I have. Everything we say to them, about them, around them, and actually, what I've discovered through my journey as a grandparent, you are feeling and thinking goes into them, and it becomes the foundation of how they learn how to be a human being. It's crazily powerful. It's just most of us never knew it. I mean, my son is 34. I wish I had known it. I did not.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah, it's very scientifically proven and based. It's just not commonly known. There's still the old belief that oh, until they're kind of like 5 or 6, you don't need to worry too much. Whereas scientifically proven, the opposite is completely true, which, of course, if you're trying to get a helpless baby to walk, talk, toilet themselves, do loads of other stuff, the programs have got to come in.
Yeah. Okay, so for I know it's not something that an entrepreneur can do very easily, but what are some, how do you get at what those programs are that you've got in there? I mean, you're using quantum energy coaching. How does that work? Tell us how that works.
Yeah, no, that's a really, really brilliant question because it's very hard for us. I always say they're like really fast, wiggly worms. Our
Mm,
subconscious beliefs, they're so habitual that to catch them and realize that's what we're saying is the trick, if you like. A
got
lot of
it.
my clients, they come to a session and we talk for sometimes up to an hour, or they mostly talk. So they kind of do like a big dump of whatever they're struggling with, and they're frustrated with. And then from that, it's always really clear what we need to work on. Sometimes, particularly when I work with entrepreneurs, we start with money.
Mm,
We start with money because it's like you can do all the other stuff, but if you're not earning any money, forget the rest of it.
yeah.
So we start with your money beliefs. Most of us have intergenerational, toxic, scared. I'm going to lose it all. I've got it, but then I'm going to do this, or I've got it, but I really need that program that costs $5,000. Oh, do
Mm.
you now? So we earn it and then we convince ourselves to get rid of it. We sabotage ourselves. It's just nuts the ways we do it.
Yeah.
So if you can even catch some of your own beliefs and also get over our egos and feel comfortable to just be like, I know I do believe that and say it to myself. Then that's where we start and we clean those out of your system. And then we put in really powerful, simple beliefs that are the opposite. So if you don't believe, if you want to get $5,000 or whatever, then you have to clear out the beliefs that you don't really deserve it, you're not really worth it, that you're kind of faking it and someone's going to find you out, which is what most people go through life with.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. For me, I know that I don't have a belief that I have to go and buy a $5,000 course. My thing is, I run across people all the time hitting me up for courses like that, and my
Mm.
thing is, I don't want to have to shell out $5,000 just because I don't want to have to put myself in a position where I'm going to have to achieve the thing that whoever in the course is recommending, and that I'm going to have to get my money's worth out of the 5,000. Of course, I'm going to
Yeah.
have to pay it back. And what if I don't get enough clients to, to pay for it? And I don't want to have
Mm.
to deal with that whole thing. So I'm not sure, but I'm sure there's,
Yeah, no, and
unconscious beliefs there.
yes, no, and there's someone else I work with, and he was very similar to that. He did buy programs. In fact, I know several entrepreneurs. One of them being my sister. She would buy all the programs, but then she wouldn't finish them, and she would have a massive guilt trip and
Mm,
get herself in a terrible state. So, if I was working, say we were working together, and you said, "Look, I really do want to buy this $5,000 program. I want to complete it. I want to enjoy it, most importantly, and I definitely want to put it into action."
mm,
So we would then clear out your beliefs that, oh, I never finish these programs. I hate them. They're a pain in the ass. They bore me to death. Da 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 da. Whatever negativity is in there, which we all have.
yeah.
And then we would put in, I buy my $5,000 program. It feels effortless, enjoyable, fun. Another belief, I get all of it immediately, and putting it into action is so you know what I mean? It's just like you have to reach for the stars when you're installing the beliefs you want, because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, installing the beliefs that you want. I get visions in my mind of sort of putting like a new disk in a computer. We don't have disks anymore that we put in
No,
computers.
we're showing our age.
No, right. But
Yeah.
so yeah, I get
No.
sort of the yeah. How do you rewrite that language, or what are you able to reveal about how you rewrite that language?
So the way that I work, it's very. So I have two things. One is very strange. I will demonstrate it to you in a minute. Um, as British, we're very eccentric. No, we're not. Anyway, my system has gone through this journey with this work on myself as well as
Mm,
with my clients, and my nervous system. So we all have running in our bodies a system that regulates our heartbeat, our breathing, all the rest of it,
yeah,
and is in a conversation all the time with our brains.
yeah,
My nervous system, when I work with clients, is very, very open to whatever they are thinking and feeling in the moment, which in all of us just shows up as electromagnetic energy. So when I'm working with someone, number one, my intuition, which is really me tuning into them, just, it just brings in what it is we need to clear. Some of it's just based on working with the same stuff over and over again. There's so many common things that people believe. It's nuts. If you've got 1,000 people together, you could ask the same questions, and probably nearly all of them will put their hand up every time. It's just
mm,
nobody talks about this stuff because we're a bit embarrassed. The other gift I have is, if you say something to me that is really true, my nervous system is hit by the energy from you, and my body will do that. I know
really.
it's very weird. But it's useful because when I'm working with someone, if they rationally construct something that they want. So they might say to me, "No, no, no, Jane, that's not true. What I really want and need is blah blah blah." And then when they say it, nothing.
Mm,
When they say the real truth of what they actually really want, my body will always do that.
huh.
So
Does that?
if you said, yeah, I haven't created it. It's just now I have a very clean nervous system. So the
Hmm.
energy from whoever I'm working with, whether it's in Malaysia, whether it's in the US, whether it's in, doesn't matter.
So you feel it over the Zoom too. It doesn't.
Yeah, I can feel how calm and safe people are feeling. I can feel when they're getting anxious. I can feel when their system is zoning out. It means I can keep people very safe. While
Mm,
sometimes we have to poke a bit into the stuff that people just don't want to. Many of us don't want to say, yeah, it's true. I do say that to myself all the time. Or
mm,
I know it sounds stupid, but I really do believe that somehow I'm going to make $1 million and then the banks are going to crash and I'm going to lose all my money. And I know, people have understandably have beliefs like that, but they don't want to
or
say it
yeah,
out
or
loud.
fears. Yeah.
Yeah, but get rid of it, because what you believe, you very much risk creating. About your health. If you
Yeah.
look at the health side of this, it's very scary.
Yeah. Okay. That good. All very helpful. As you mentioned that sometimes you see patterns that many entrepreneurs and many people that you work with have similar issues. What are some of the big similar ones that you see in all the people you work with and the entrepreneurs
Um,
especially?
so things like people believe it's going to be hard. you know I'm going to launch this thing and it's going to be really hard because of the political or the economic climate. Well, all right, if you believe that, you will definitely be right.
Yeah.
This is never going to be as successful as I need it to be
Mm,
because I don't have the right widget. It's like
yeah.
someone else has got a better widget than me. Have they? All right.
Yeah.
There's so many podcasts out there that I'm just one of many, and I've seen so and so and they're brilliant, and mine's okay. Well, all right then. Well, don't do the damn podcast because you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Get your. Do you know the expression ducks in a row first,
Yes. Yeah.
and then do the thing, and then
Absolutely fascinating. Well, okay. So, Jane, anything you feel like you haven't had a chance to mention that you would have liked to have mentioned?
I I also draw on something that people may never have heard of, also called polyvagal theory. A
Ah.
wonderful American called Dr. Stephen Porges, so that really informs my work. I've also been a student of all the science and research around early childhood experiences and early trauma for about 20
Mm.
years now. So that's given me, again, a really strong feel for what most everyone's childhoods are different, but they have common themes again, like really common themes that if I wrote them all on a piece of paper and I just handed them to everyone, they probably tick
What are
most of
some of
them.
the big ones?
Some of the big ones are I had a great childhood.
Oh.
Did you?
Oh,
I've never met anyone who really did.
got
So
it, got it. Okay, yeah. Well, I know that my parents did the best job they could.
they
Um,
did, but you know what? That won't serve you because we can gloss over stuff,
yes.
but the best thing
Justify.
to do is with this technique, is just to forgive them for all that stuff at a subconscious level. Because everyone says, "Oh, I've forgiven my parents," all that, but your subconscious has not. Because if, as a child, your poor parents, and I am a parent, I know how hard it is, but they didn't know and they weren't able to really emotionally see you and care more about how you felt about stuff than what you did and if you did it right and what marks you got at school and
Oh
blah
yeah,
blah 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 blah, and
yeah,
if you had a clean shirt on, and well, what do you mean you're feeling worried? Come on, hurry up, we're late. Or
yeah. Oh yeah.
um, that in and of itself has a profound impact on all of us,
Yeah.
which we don't realize. Of course we don't, but it's stuff like that that trips us up for the rest of our life, unless again we can upgrade it all in our subconscious. And we're really different people, we have different relational experiences, our health improves, we can love and honor our parents much more freely and easily if we choose to. It's big stuff, but again, it's so common. It's just everyone says either one of two things. What you said, oh, my parents did the best they could. They're good people. Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Or my childhood was great. I'm like, okay. I don't contradict anyone, but in the work, it just comes out that we need to just tidy up the backyard.
Yes, indeed. Well, Jane Evans, the lasting life change coach. It was too short of an interview, but unfortunately, we can't go too terribly long. But it was great having you. And how can anyone out there get a hold of you, find out more information about you, as well as QEC, quantum energy coaching, or rather, is it quantum energy coaching? Yes. How can they
Yeah,
find
that's
more
it.
information about that?
Yes. So I'm on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. I'm a big fan of it. Also on TikTok now. Big
Oh,
fan of that. I
wow.
know. It's really cool. It's all happening on TikTok, John. Um,
Impressive. All right.
I know. I took the leap and I love it. My website is all the W's dot thejaneevans.com.
Okay.
But yeah, find me on LinkedIn, find me on TikTok. I'm having a ball on TikTok. It's hilarious. I thought I
Some
was
of
too
our
old for such things, but you
some
never
of our
are.
some of our discussion here is going to end up on TikTok as well.
Oh,
In the
fabulous.
coming weeks, when we release this, we'll definitely have some shorts, as we call the TikTok shorts, or they're just TikTok videos. I think they're when you get them on YouTube, they're called YouTube Shorts.
That's
And
right.
yeah, but also I see a Banksy in your. So you have a Banksy. Tell us about your Banksy if you like. That's one thing I like to do with all my guests is talk to them about their artwork or whatever they have going on in the
Ah,
background.
okay. Well, a
Yeah.
huge part of my career and my life has been working with children, young people, and their families. So when I was employed, I was a domestic abuse worker. I was a child protective services worker. So my whole background is children, children, children. And that beautiful Banksy, my son and my daughter-in-law bought me, and it says it's not real, obviously. um, they do love
Oh,
me, but not that much.
$548,000 painting over your shoulder.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is always hope, and it has a beautiful image of a child and a heart, and yeah, it's our children are everything, that's the exciting part of life. But
Yeah.
as parents, we need to clean up our backyards so that we can be the best version of ourselves for them.
And the best version of entrepreneurs as well.
Always, 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 yes. Because again, if you're a great entrepreneur, then and it's not killing you in the process, then you're there for your children forever.
Sounds great. And on that note, it's been great having you on Everything Entrepreneurship. Jane Evans, great to have you.
Thank you, John.